To gather this gaming news, we had to travel across the world. Wide web. Okay, we didn't really travel anywhere, but we looked real hard. We take this very seriously. A big Xbox exclusive will be announced for PS5 next week, according to several sources. A big port to make Xbox fans big sad. The news first spread on the Reset Era forums via reliable leaker Shinobi602. Then another leaker, Xstasis, tweeted a GIF saying, "Happy Cinco de Mayo," in response. What does it mean? Well, people took it as an implication that the to-be-announced title was Forza Horizon 5, which is set in Mexico. I think there's some stretches happening there. Jez Corden, managing director at Windows Central, has corroborated that there will be an announcement, but denied that the announced game would be Forza. In a follow-up tweet, Xstasis has claimed that regardless of whether Forza is announced for PS5 next week, there are plans to bring the game to the platform within the next few months. Tom Henderson of Insider Gaming has claimed that this is the second round of Xbox exclusives being ported to PlayStation. Since there were multiple games announced last time, it would make sense for that to be the case now. But Xbox gamers might be getting an exclusive back this time. Don't cry. Insider Nate Drake has claimed that Final Fantasy XVI will finally make its way to Xbox at some point. Maybe it'll coincide with the PC port that was hinted at last week by an NVIDIA graphics driver update. Maybe some casual jacketed businessman can convince Square Enix to make an announcement at Gamescom? Phil? Are you there?
Please?
The Nintendo Switch 2 might not release until at least April 2025, and it might launch even later than that. This report comes from Chris Dring of GamesIndustry.biz, who spoke on the publication's latest podcast about why he didn't believe the console would be released during Nintendo's current fiscal year, which ends on March 31st, 2025. Now for starters, Dring points out that Nintendo said they would announce the console this fiscal year. They didn't promise anything. Apparently, when a company like Nintendo is going to launch a console, usually, and this is so crazy, they say they're going to do that. Even worse, Dring says that every developer he's spoken to has been told not to expect the console to launch this fiscal year. Now this has also been corroborated by Eurogamer. At most, Dring has said that developers hope it'll launch next April or May, but there's no guarantee that that will happen. And this all makes it sort of a bummer that more of the successor console specs have been leaked. I don't want to see that. It makes me sad.
It's what I can't have!
According to the new leak, the Switch 2 will have a faster charger and there will be a fan inside the dock.
Very cool.
Unfortunately, I can't be as enthusiastic about the implications of dock cooling as I'd like to be when I don't even know for sure if this console will arrive in my lifetime. It hurts!
I could die tomorrow!
Without playing Super Mario Galaxy 3.
Wonder 5.
There's been some exciting updates for several current and upcoming games. For starters, real-time 4X strategy game Sins of a Solar Empire 2 has officially launched on Steam after being in early access and then stealth launching on Epic Games Store. And apparently it's better now. The game features a premium edition, promising additional features, which has infuriated some gamers who didn't read that this is all future content. It's just a poorly labeled season pass, not paywall day one content. So if you go on Reddit and see a bunch of angry comments, it's because people didn't read before they wrote, okay? I'm not even a fan of this game. I haven't played any of them. I don't like when people don't read.
Reading Rainbow.
In upcoming game news, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has been delayed to February 2025, so you'll have to wait a little longer to get horribly drunk and duel knights again. In a video game. I do that every weekend. But if you're looking for a Zelda-inspired indie game, The Plucky Squire is officially releasing next month and will release day one on PS Plus. It's like Game Pass, but less cool. A little over a month after that, on October 31st, Dragon Age, The Veilguard will finally release. Looks like I'm not going trick-or-treating this year, which has been the norm since I was like 13, but still. But for some reason, Veilguard will be $10 cheaper on PC than it will be on consoles. Whatever the reason is, I earned that $10 in savings by not buying an Xbox and instead spending hundreds of dollars more on a PC. And if you want to earn even more savings, you should check out our sponsor, iFixit. Back to school season is coming up, and while you might be tempted to buy a new laptop, why not breathe new life into your old one? iFixit is offering 15% off their Manta, Mahi, Mako, Minnow, and Moray bit sets, I did it, for you to start your repairing journey. And they're also offering 15% off Mac laptop parts. You can do that? Check out iFixit using the link in the description and save some money this back to school season. I'm not saying that I slew a dragon to bring you these quick bits, but if anyone is in the market for some dragon meat, I've got a lot. Activision has announced they're finally doing something about Call of Duty's massive download sizes by decoupling Warzone from the other titles. Starting on August 21st, players can choose if they want to also download Warzone when they purchase an annual title. Activision is also expanding the use of texture streaming to try and save some space. But ironically, this will require an update that even Activision admits is quite big. Even worse, PS5 players will require 4 separate downloads for this update. But that's fine, it's not like you had anything planned for August 21st, right?
It's just a Wednesday.
Stuffing the updates in. Previews for Splitgate 2's alpha are out now. And on first glance, I noticed that the gameplay for the sequel to the Rudy Tooty Portal Shooty title looked noticeably more hinged. Some are calling Splitgate 2 the next great shooter, but the new classes and 4v4 objective-based gameplay seem like a far cry from the original game, whose only objective was to shoot people through portals. You just made it more complicated.
I just want to dome some guys through portals. I just want to break space-time and also some skull.
A new head-tracking chair hopes to reduce VR motion sickness by spinning around to match where you're looking. While the Roto VR Explorer, oh my gosh, this is a new version of a chair I did on Short Circuit, but then we didn't publish it because putting it together was a gong show. Anyways, this one is labeled as made for meta, but it can theoretically work with any headset that has a top head strap to attach the sensor to. And it only costs more than a top spec Meta Quest 3. But the chair doesn't just spin, okay. It also has a rumble pack in the seat to provide you with immersive haptic booty jiggles. Because how are you supposed to feel a VR explosion if not by the clap of your ass cheeks?
Pretty sure Shakespeare said that. Thou hast clapped thine ass cheek for the last time. My favorite line from Macbeth.
Valve is attempting to crack down on joke reviews for Steam games by revamping the platform's helpfulness system. Traditionally, any user can label any review as one they found helpful. Unfortunately, users often vote for stuff that doesn't actually help people decide whether or not they should buy a game. With the new system, actual informative reviews should be shown before in-jokes and memes, kid stuff.
ASCII art.
Valve will also be removing links from Steam game pages, partly so game descriptions are no longer used to advertise other games. I don't even know what this game is yet. Stop pointing me to 8 others. What are you?
I haven't played Skippy Waifu 7 yet.
And gamer Ibrahim Al Nasser from Saudi Arabia has set a world record for most gaming consoles connected to a single TV. Apparently, the magic number here is 444.
444.
Oh. Is that how you say it? This includes not just well-known consoles, but obscure pieces and cheap plug-and-play models. His exceptionally clean-looking setup includes over 30 RCA switchers and more than a dozen HDMI switchers, requiring a dedicated Excel spreadsheet to figure out which switchers to power on for which console. That's crazy. That's so many consoles that you can never play when your wife's using the TV. They're all just sitting there. But when you get your turn, you should switch your TV to the thing that lets you come back here for more gaming news on Tuesday. You don't have to use your TV. I mean, you can use your phone. There's other devices, I'm sure, as well. But just be here.
N-Gage.
Just be here.